Someone recently said to me, you spend a lot of time trying to talk people into caring about their security, the security of even their own kids, the security of schools, the students and teachers. You should be providing for those who already care and want the resources to keep themselves, their kids, and in the case of schools, students and teachers secure. It really got me thinking, and I ultimately concluded that they're right. If you have to be talked into caring about your own security and the security of your kids, then you have no one to blame beyond what you see in the mirror if something happens. You see, the example that we set for our kids is critical to their development, and security is a growing area of concern. If it's not for you as a parent or a school, then it won't be for them. Security is something that they learn by example. If you don't take it seriously, they won't either. You can't go a lifetime without talking with them about the importance of threats, awareness of, and reaction to these threats, and then expect them to be aware and be able to react appropriately when they move from their sheltered world of home into the real world that's full of dangers and people looking to victimize them. Bad guys know that they're vulnerable. Please, I'm begging you to take security seriously and don't be yourself and don't let your kids be vulnerable. This really prompted me to examine our target markets and start looking at who and what types of organizations we have attempted to serve and secure. And I found it to be simpler to define those who are not our target market after reconsidering under this criterion. And this is whom I've determined are not within our targets. Number one, those who are naive enough to think that because nothing has ever happened, nothing ever will happen, and therefore have no interest in spending a minute of time or a dime of money to ensure their security. Remember, the foundation of true security is believing that it can happen. Number two, those who are more concerned about hiding their kids from the realities of today's real threats than they are teaching them how to avoid and or survive them. Next, those who want to place the responsibility for their own and their kids' security on other people and things. Those who think that the only way to stop violence is to ban guns. Those who believe that local law enforcement is creating secure schools and will be there to protect your kids. Those who believe that if there is a threat with a gun, there were automatically victims and have few options of winning and going home. People and organizations that will not spend any more than the minimal amount of time or money in their efforts to keep themselves, their kids, families, employees, and coworkers secure. And there are others as well. Why is this critical to understand? Because the world is full of people who fit into the above categories, and they're not only the best victims, they're the most likely victims because threats know who these people are and they seek them out and actually target them. You see, I don't want to push anyone aside. I want to keep everyone, especially our kids and families, secure. I just can't spend time trying to create a significant need to those who just won't hear it. It's my sincere hope that everyone will come to a time when they see the need to address life security for themselves, but as importantly, their kids. And they are equally important because parents that don't take security seriously will not be examples to their kids, and they'll end up being prime victims when a threat chooses them. Again, in many cases, because they show all the signs of vulnerability because they've not been taught. Do I think that there are really any parents or schools who I can put in a classification of they don't care about the security of our kids? Something I've said many times, not really bottom line. But I can say this. If you or they truly understood that there are real threats, and if you, your kid, to you, your kids, and to others, that you are responsible for providing a secure environment to, if they're chosen, the consequences cannot be reversed. You would pay far more attention to the dangers to ourselves and our kids and do something about it, starting at the youngest of ages. If you choose not to, then I'm sorry to be so harsh, but the consequences of inaction are yours, whether you be a parent, a school, employer, or anyone else who has a responsibility to provide for a secure environment for others. When and if you get to a point where you see the importance and want real results, please subscribe to this channel, like the content, and share it with as many others as you possibly can.